guys, and welcome back to Sparkle Me Pink. My name is Michelle, and today I'm going to be giving you a cancer life update. I did just film my radioactive iodine update, but I did want to kind of separate these two videos and leave that treatment as a separate video entity, and then this one is just an update what's going on with me and where have I been. I know a lot of you have been asking. I truly appreciate the messages and texts and tweets and all of that asking me if I'm okay or where I've been. Honestly, I've just been exhausted. As I kind of mentioned in my previous video, I did go back to work full time, and I've just been kind of go, which is how I like it. But by the time I get home, I'm pretty tired. So I really haven't had quite the motivation and the gusto to sit and film. But I really do hope that my energy is going to get back up there now that we're starting to get my hormones all regulated and everything like that. So enough jibber jabber, let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. The last time you saw me, aside from my radioactive iodine treatment video, was a month after surgery. I don't feel like a huge lot has changed in between then. My voice is still kind of a little wavery, and I'll get into that in a moment, because that's another reason why I wanted to really wait to film this, is because I waited so long, or I had to wait so long to have my radioactive iodine treatment, which was the beginning of March. And then about 2 weeks later, I had my endocrinologist follow up, and then a week later, I had my surgical follow up. So I am just now having all of my follow-ups and having all of the knowledge to share with you. Let's start with the scar itself. I think it looks pretty good. It is a little bit of keloid, if I'm saying that right. It's sticking up just a little bit in the center, but to be honest, it's really not bugging me as much as I thought it originally. It's really not bugging me as much as I thought it would, meaning the scar in general and having it there. The only thing that's kind of annoying is that it's pretty itchy still, and I try not to rub it, and I just kind of go like this and massage it, or I'll get some lotion and rub it in. Really nothing has kind of helped with that, other than I have been using these, and I'll see if I can like insert a little picture because I forgot to grab them. It's like a clear little sticker band-aid thing, but it's for surgical incisions. They're kind of for C-sections, so they are long and skinny, and I just cut mine in half and then put it on there, and it's supposed to help flatten out the scar and help with the tissue and everything like that. Again, it's not really something I'm super worried about. It's a part of me now. When people see it, they ask me about it, and it's kind of an icebreaker. Kinda, I guess. I don't know if that could be one, but I don't mind people asking me about it. I'm an open book. I don't mind sharing the awareness that, hey, if you're feeling a little funky, maybe you should get checked, and hopefully it's not a big deal, but maybe it is, that kind of a thing. As for me, like I mentioned, I've been really tired. The doctor did start me on a decent but low dose of thyroid medicine. I think it was 0.112. Something like that. She said it's the right amount for my weight, just going off of that, and it's too early to tell blood work wise. I do go back in a couple of weeks here for another follow-up with the blood work to try to see if my levels are good. I still take my calcium and my vitamin D twice a day, and I've been taking that ever since I had my surgery. I did have the blood work done after my I-131 treatment. While it was too soon to look at the thyroid, because they do give me the thyrogen shots, so that boosts everything up. So the thyroid levels weren't really a good gauge at that point. But she was able to look at my other vitamin deficiencies and see if those were on par, and they were still pretty low. So my parathyroid, my calcium, my vitamin D, and I believe my iron were all really, really like super dangerously low. I'm still getting the muscle twitches, and some days are better than others. Some days I wake up and I feel totally fine, a little groggy, but generally fine. And then there's other days that I wake up and I'm like, this is going to be a bad body day. Like, it's like PMS on crack. I'll wake up sometimes and my eyes twitching and my lips are like tingly. It feels like I put like a ton of like the plumping lip gloss on. It feels really uncomfortable. I know that my legs, my muscles twitch a lot. It's just this little like grab that is very distracting. I could totally live with it for the rest of my life if that means I'm going to be alive, but it is a little bit annoying. and that is a result of being deficient in hypocalcemia in the calcium world. That's because my parathyroids, which by the way are those glands that are on the back of your thyroid, usually you have 4 of them, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. He did leave 2 of them, 1 on each side, but when I went for my follow-up and I told him about the low levels, he said that they could still be in surgical shock. I don't know about that 4 months out. I feel like if things were gonna work, they should be working by now. So we'll see. I may very well be on thyroid meds and calcium for the rest of my life. So that's the update with the endo. I kind of touched on going to see the ENT, well, with the parathyroid, but he did put up a scope up my nose and down my throat to look at my vocal cords, because as you could tell, I don't know if you could tell in the video, I still sound a little bit funny. I sound funny to me. In my head, other people tell me I sound fine. But to me, I still sound a little bit raspy and a little bit high, and it's kind of a quality of life thing. Well, yes, I am so glad to be alive and all of that, and you know, that's kind of a given, but I can't shout and I can't yell. And while that sounds like a really wonderful parenting tool, it means that I can't cheer for my son at his football games. And I can't shout to Sophia when she's riding her bike and like a car is coming. I have to like snap and whistle, and it looks like I'm like talking to a dog. And like if we're in the store and I need to get the kids' attention, I have to like snap at them, and it makes me feel weird. And while I know why I'm doing it, and I know it's silly to think of like other people judging me, but it's just, it does bother me that I can't raise my voice and that I still sound a little bit funny and squeaky. I've had people ask me if I'm sick, and then they kind of back off, and I'm like, I promise I'm not contagious sick. So when I did go to the doctor and he put the scope down my throat and, you know, hoped for some answers, he did a little bit of testing and poking around down there, and it comes to find out that you have your vocal cords. And my one vocal cord, the side that the cancer was on, is paramedium, in the paramedium position, which is about 20 degrees off from the median. And when it's off, it stays there. This vocal cord is paralyzed, so I have nerve damage in it. And well, this one's working overtime trying to compensate for the side that's static, and that's where I sound a little bit like hoarse or squeaky, or it's a lot of work for me to talk sometimes, especially if I have a little bit of cold or allergies going on where my lymph nodes are like in here is like a little bit swollen. It is really, I go instantly from like sounding okay normal to like full on laryngitis. And I know it really shouldn't bother me as much as it does, but honestly my voice is something I'm more self-conscious about than my scar. And I thought it would be the other way around. Before I started this whole process, I was kind of a little nervous about, you know, having something just right there, right where everybody could see it. But I found myself going through a switch at some point where I was more self-conscious about my voice, and I talk all day at work, and I talk for videos, and that's kind of what I do. So it's a little bit strange being upset with that, and it's not something I can control. My weight, I can control. I can go on a diet, I can work out, I can eat well. There's lots of things I can change with that. Is something else I'm insecure about, is what I'm getting at. But my voice, I can't really help that. So I did ask if there's anything we can do. He did suggest that I go see a specialist, and now we have to wait for that whole process of referrals and waiting for my primary care to give this guy some sort of prior authorization. Probably another 6-week process. But I'm hoping to go meet with him. Hopefully he has some answers. I was looking it up online, and I know there's a couple of things they could do. I know it's pretty risky. It does deal with your airflow and your airways. I know if I marathon talk like I am right now, I start to get out of breath. And it's not because I'm out of shape, which, I mean, I am. But it's because your airways go hand in hand with your vocal cords, and you know, since my one side doesn't close all the way, there's always that little bit of a gap. And that's why I have to be really careful when I swallow that I don't choke on myself, which is super embarrassing, because if I'm talking and gabbing and eating and not paying attention, I choke on myself and it just sounds like I'm like hawking up a lung. I mean, I'm sorry that's not more positive, but that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. On another note, going with the other thing I'm a little self-conscious about, my weight, I have put on quite a bit since my surgery. I'm kind of coming to terms with it, but still want to deal with it and face it head on. So I did put in with my endocrinologist to go see a nutritionist or a dietary consultant, somebody who can help me out with the allergies that I have, alongside of my new body chemistry and hormones, and finding out what is a good way to help regulate my weight and be a healthy me. Now I'm not looking to totally overchange my body. I like my curves, but at the same time I want to feel healthy and I want to feel comfortable in my body and I want to feel comfortable being able to get up and move, and right now I just feel a little sluggish and like meh. So I'm hoping and looking to change that. Yeah, I can't think of much else right now. Let me know if you guys have any questions at all. I love hearing your stories. I've had several emails about similar situations that you're going through, and going through the doctor appointments and meeting with the surgeon and just all of that. And I totally understand what you're going through, and it's not easy. I find that a lot of people have discounted and maybe I've done it to myself too, I've allowed this to happen, discounted the process that I've gone through, saying that this is the cancer, if you're gonna have one, this is the one to have, it's the easiest one. But it doesn't make it any less difficult mentally or physically to get through. This past year has kind of been like one thing after another, and I'm very much looking forward to getting past this hurdle and being on like an even keel, or meeting the next challenge in life, whatever that may be. All right, I'm gonna stop babbling and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Check out my blog and my beginning of my story over there, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.